Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Emetsa, Bearish Bull, Red Pill in Hand, Alex, LUP, Adam, T-Lev, JD, Byron, Eduardo, Aaron, Stack, Young Cryptic, Janelle, Cam, Serendipity, Dave, Andy's, Chris, Alex, Andy Carlson, Eric, and Matt Flint. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing this morning? So this morning we are without 3 a.m. He stayed up late last night, so he's not going to be with us this morning. Mindy, Jay, good morning, good morning. Let's go ahead and knock this out early. Let's go ahead and bang that like button. JKJ, Android Doctor, Z, Low, good morning. Hopefully everyone's trading is going well overnight. It looks like we're having a little pullback to the VWAP right here off the morning. And it looks like the buyers have been defending this VWAP ever since we crossed it, right? So this is the entry that we were looking for yesterday towards the end of the day. Munner, Scott, Tank, Frito, Luis, Jingles. There's my epic pen. So we had this nice, consolidation right basically on the VWAP. On the break of the VWAP, that was the entry that we were looking for. We had a nice run up and we tested almost to the very top, right? Kind of fell a little bit short. We're having a decent pullback, so it'll be interesting to see if these buyers are going to respond. And JC went live right after you. Oh, Jason Casper. That's cool. 2 questions. How do we show the order book on EXO, and how do we get it to make the shapes again like P and B? Okay, so to show the order book, if that's something that you want to do, you can come over here to where it says CPL. Click on the DOM. You can click on the single, acclimated, dual, or the cluster. And you just got to turn it on, and it should pop up on this side. All right, and this is going to show you, basically the resting order books. You can mess with it. You can have it on dual. I mean, for me, it doesn't really give me any information. So I don't really like it. I think it's just like a waste of space over there. Well, looks like it's showing up over here now too. Did I change on this one? Oh, I did, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's really giving you actually any good information over there. So I mean, me personally, I wouldn't use it. Rex Cock 897, long and short. Good morning, Otto. Good morning. Burn it. And then to make the shapes, you just go over here and go to your TPO settings. It depends on how you want to combine them. But if you want to get rid of the splits, so you just see the single shapes, you're looking at it like this. So right now we have a P shape, right? Kind of a double distribution. Right, a little bit of a distribution at the bottom. This is where the market makers build their position. They move up, we get a liquidation through the top, and now they're selling all their inventory up here. Do I always watch the delta? I like to watch the delta right before I make an entry. So if I'm gonna make an entry of my position, I'll smack the delta back on. When you have the clusters on and you expand it, it's gonna move them to the right. But so what I like to do is when I'm looking for my entry, so if I hadn't already been in the position and I would have looked maybe to add right here, maybe at that pullback to the VWAP. And so what I'm looking for when we're coming down to this position is I'm looking at the delta and I'm looking to see how price is interacting with it, right? And so we see here we have some negative delta, we have some negative delta down here, and we have a bunch of negative delta pretty much, you know, all in this area. And so what I want to see is as it comes down past, right, is it going to keep going when you see these sellers come in? And then how is it going to react when it gets back down here? So we have all of this negative delta here, and V comes down and W comes down. So there should be at least a break of the VWAP, but there's not, right? And so that to me is signaling that good entry spot right there. Big Blaze. Hey, good morning, man. Good morning. Glad to have you back. Luis, I would focus more on just, you know, understanding the chart first before you start incorporating the delta into it, right? Because there's a lot of tools that you can use. I've been, you know, messing with this a lot. I've also been messing with the Go charts a lot as well. Oh, Triptone, Eric Smith, good morning. Solomon, good morning. You know, so before you start adding all the stuff to your chart, I would, you know, focus on just kind of understanding what's really going on here. You know, as we're kind of seeing, like I said, this is where the market makers are building their position. They're moving price up. You're getting shorts liquidated, you know, in this area here, and then they're selling all their inventory up here, right? If another buyer steps up, right, someone who was trying to buy down here but didn't get it, maybe had to chase, only chase to a certain spot, started adding on the VWAP. If you start to see this buyer move up, and you'll know that by how the price is acting at the VWAP, right? You see responsive buying at the VWAP comes down to the VWAP. So the VWAP comes over here, you'll start to see price come down and then bounce right back up, come down and bounce right back up, or maybe break it and then bounce right back up. That's going to be that responsive buying that we're looking for. And so if that keeps happening, that means that one of the buyers that was down here has moved up and is deciding that they're going to buy the price here and, you know, try to go for these highs over here. And this is that target right here. So if we're looking to break out right here, you know, I'd look to catch a 34. This is 35.50 pretty much on the tick. So if we can, if you're looking for a breakout trade, right, the breakout trade would be above this area, but you want to make sure it runs this R period right away, right? Like almost instantly. It should just hit them both at the same time. If it doesn't and it just one ticks over B and doesn't run the R period, then that's going to let you know that there's not going to be any continuation. There's going to be no follow through, no initiated buying. And then you target, your first target would be up to that A period, that 53 or 35.3. And then, you know, see if you can get off this top. Off of this top, you know, this is where you're going to see some space, right? This is where, you know, basically darkness up here, because there's not really a lot of structure until we get pretty far past, right? So this area here, this 35.450 is going to be strong. This 35.650 is going to be strong, and then ultimately this 35.9 level. Okay, let's go ahead and bang that like button, guys. Everyone crack their bangs. All right, I got mine right now here. And let's get this ball rolling. Mr. Ush, what's up? Yeah, so it looks like, you know, it looks like we're pulling back to the VWAP a little bit. It kind of looks like, you know, a C period got front ran to the VWAP. So we'll see how D period comes down, see if buyers are chasing it up. You want to see it get on the other side of this point of control, overtake C, and then that's when you're going to charge that high of B. Patrick, Good morning. Let's take a peek at ETH and see what ETH is up to. Did they fix Binance on here? Yeah. And look at this. This is interesting too. So we had, you know, the market makers build their position. They moved it up. They're selling their inventory, but they're trapping in ETH. They're trapping these longs. They trapped a bunch of longs up here, right? It looks like they trapped a bunch of shorts as well to me. When we came down to this VWAP, this looks like a pretty violent bar right here. And it looks like there's a little trap that they've laid, right? They move price back up. They're moving it back down. Let's see if they try to set the trap again. It does look like we're making higher lows right here, but we also are not making higher highs. So you're getting a tightening, a little coiling of the price. That's why this VWAP is going to be so important. You want to buy more ETH, but you're waiting for the dump. Good morning from France. Paul, good morning. We've got another Frenchman in the group. Where's Midnight at? What is showing you that there's traps? So for me, we have this liquidation, right? We have this liquidation period right here. And then every time price comes down to it, there's going to be selling because people want to try to close these single prints. And so every time we get down to it, you see kind of these aggressive moves down, right? Like this bar, I mean, this bar was really aggressive, but we're seeing, you know, basically all of the price comes straight back to the middle, right? So even though this is the volume point of control, the time point of control is right here, right? I just have my session on volume. So if I go in here and change it, right, see how the time point of control comes back down to here. And so this is where price is being accepted the most, but the most volume is happening up here. And what's happening is you're getting kind of this trapped. Here, let me move the chart up a bit. You're getting all of these people, you know, kind of trapped in here because people are trying to long for these breakouts, right? And then people are trying to short for these breakdowns every time, right? Every time we break, because the structure is so tight, right? We have a structure here. We have a structure pretty much like this, right? And so anytime that we get below it, right, you're seeing people try to short. And then anytime we've gotten above it, there's been people that have been trying to long. But every time it fizzles out, fizzles out, fizzles out. And what typically happens, oh, Rex, you're French too? Nice. Bunch of Frenchmen in here. Was Asia a double distribution day? Yes. But it was an interesting double distribution because this upper profile is kind of like a neutral extreme day where they're trapping people. Good morning from China. Jay from China. And so what's happening is, you know, you're seeing all these price fizzles out. And if you think about, you know, most retail traders, people like you and I, but people that don't use the TPO and people that aren't experienced, what they're doing is they're sitting through all of this, right? So if we have let me draw it in a different color. Let's draw our structure in blue, right? So here's our structure. And then we have all of our trapped long inventory here. We have a bunch of trapped short inventory here. And what happens is, you know, typical retail traders will sit through this. So they shorted here. Now price is here. And they're thinking, oh, I was right. But they've sat through all of this. And, you know, maybe they've been liquidated, maybe they haven't. But typical retail traders will sit through this. You've got all these buyers buying here, and they're just sitting through this, right? This was a big liquidation bar. So this probably liquidated all the short and long inventory here. And then people have got, long here, short here, started getting long again here, started getting short again here, right? And now they're starting to think that they're correct. And so what can happen is we're going to get down to this VWAP, and you're going to see some of these people take a little bit of profit because they're back to that break even. Good morning, Scott. They're going to take a bit of their profit because they had to sit through this. And so they're like, okay, I'm back to break even. Let me take a little bit off the table just in case. And, when you're a seller and you get rid of your position, you're buying it back, right? And if you're a buyer, you get rid of your position, you're selling it. So if you buy down here, you are going to either sell down here for less than you bought it for, or sell up here for more than you bought it for, and vice versa. And so as price is getting back close to these people's entries, right? Because I imagine that all of these people are wiped out by this bar right here. But there is, for sure people that got long here, people that got long here, and then people that are getting short right here, hoping for this breakout. You're gonna see if we get responsive buying off of the VWAP, these people are gonna get crushed, right? It'd be interesting to see what everyone was saying. I know somebody was saying that there was a big crypto trader yesterday that was saying to short because of a bear flag, right? Because of this bear flag right here. And obviously that didn't work out. That's why I pay attention to market structure, right? And you would have known that this was failed by how we talked about yesterday. If you caught this short with us, we shorted from, oh, this is ETH. Let me go back to Bitcoin. Same pattern though. So this is how you would have known that we had a fail of this downside yesterday, because we shorted where was it? I think it was here. But as the short came down, oh no, I'm looking at the wrong spot. Let me just zoom out and figure where I'm at. What's going on here with this thing? This is why I kind of want to switch to Go charts, guys, because this thing is just like disappearing, just kind of doing its own thing. Why wouldn't this be a non-trend day? You're talking about right now? I mean, just because of the way that it's moved up, right? So we saw the market makers build their position here, and then look up for the futures market. It looks like we just set an all-time high off the open. Yeah, we did. Yeah, so we set an all-time high on the open of 47.50. I was looking to short oil this morning, but I wasn't paying attention. It looked like it would have been a good short. Looks like it's still going to be good. They're getting some buyers here though, so we'll see. I was trying to find that fail of structure from yesterday. I think it was here. So basically we had kind of like that look below and fail issue. And so we had this structure coming up, this is where everyone was saying the bull flag, but as we stopped right here, it's a pretty structured stop as far as, kind of where it stopped. And if we look back at the price, we draw a line right here. we see that it, you know, didn't break the low of this previous structure. And when you're looking for a breakdown and it's not breaking the low of, you know, previous structures, that's how you know that the supply is not strong enough to keep going. ETC is missing about 22 hours of data between yesterday and the day before. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Let's go back to, because I was gonna say the low was a bit lower. Switch to Bybit. Here it is, 33.5. This is what I was looking for. Good call. Gustavo, what's up? Most of these people don't really know what a bear flag is. Yeah, I agree with that. And see, now the ES is breaking and it's low. It's interesting. Does GoCharts have sessions like XO? They are they're adding it. They are adding it. They actually added a couple of things. We could go over to GoCharts if you guys want. See, there is a couple of things that they added that I actually really like. So let's see. Chappies was telling me about some stuff that they added. So you can see that they added like halfback and a couple of other things. I'd have to look and see how they added it. Oh, here we go. Sorry guys, a little spill on oil right here.
Stop filled.
Bummer. Ran my stop too tight and got back ticked on that one. It's all right. Cover for profit. How many charting platforms you have? You're on USDT. I mean, it's the same. It's the same data. USDT. Just trading with the tether and not the data's the same though. I mess with all of the platforms, right? Because I know you guys are on a bunch of different platforms, so anytime I get a question, yeah, they added halfback in the VWAP. I gotta figure out how to add it though. I haven't got a chance to watch Chappie's charts yet, or watch his videos. And Chappie's posted some videos on YouTube too, so if you guys want to check those out, definitely give those out. Or you suggested the Discord to start moving to EXO to GoCharts. For me, it kind of looks like that. You're still getting that limit order providing supply. Yeah, it does look like that. Yeah, so it looks like those sellers keep moving away and away on the ES. But it looks like they want to break some lows, kind of. They're below the open, and a strong market normally doesn't break the open, so. And oil is kind of rebounding a little bit. But yeah, I have a bunch of trading platforms, just because I get a lot of questions, and everyone's on different platforms, so I want to try to help as much as I can. And if I don't have what they're looking at, then it's going to be tough for me to help them, right? Ninja Trader speaks to you. Yeah, I have things set up like a you know, certain keys to just let me know like what's going on, like what my position is doing and stuff like that. And yeah, I am thinking about, you know, making the full switch for the Discord over to Go Charting, right? It just seems like a better platform, and it seems like they're very responsive, right? They've been working with Chappies and Jingles. I've been working with them, and you know, sending them requests, and they've kind of been just you know, fulfilling these requests fairly you know, at a fairly decent pace. You know, so it's nice to get some response from them, because it shows that they actually care about what's going on, right? And you know, it's nice that they show the stock data too. Yeah, you'll have to pay for another subscription, but I wouldn't mind that at all if I can you know, get rid of TradingView and just use this for when I'm doing my market analysis on Sundays and stuff. Look at this, supposed tab. Maybe that's a code, right? This is like a matrix code, guys. Someone Google it. Let's see if they're gonna break this high. Mega Doge to the moon. I saw a meme that was like, Doge finally gets to $1, and it was 2090, and it was like, thanks dad, and then the dad was dead. It was like the kid at a cemetery, so it's kind of funny. Halfback in the VWAP UTC. Yeah, you said ES is at an all-time high. What do you use for levels of reference on the upside if there is no previous structure? Nothing, right? I tend to just use, like, so 3050 is up here. That's what I'm kind of watching, is that 3050 level. That 3050 level should act as a you know, like a psychological number, because it's a big round number. So that's what I'm looking at. A lot of people use like Fibonacci's and stuff like that. Are we getting spammed right now by this guy? We block this guy. There we go. Put him in a little timeout. All right, let's try not to spam the chat, buddy. You can love Doge, right? People love Doge. It's cool. Just don't love it so much that it takes up the whole chat. I really like the idea of being able to put the trades in and get out in the trades right from the same chart. Yeah, exactly, Chirp. That's what's nice, is that you can connect your brokers through here. So if you, I think you can, here's Flyers, Durbit, Binance, BitMEX, Coinbase, and I think they're going to add, you could even paper trade on here, I guess. You can I think they're going to add a lot of the other exchanges as well. There's our Frenchman, Midnight. Good morning. There's a couple other Frenchmen in the group, Midnight. I'm trying to figure out how to move this delta like all the way to the right side. I mean, it looks fine when you're looking at it just on the profile, but of course it's kind of getting in the way here. But until I get the Go charting, you know, down to the exact way that I want it, I'll probably just stick with exo charts. I have a, you know, a subscription to exo charts for like another 20 days or something like that. Uh-oh, another spammer. Oh, and now they get timeout. All the usual suspects, yeah. And so it, you know, it looks like they are just kind of front running this POC. Now we had the E period open up. Let's see where it opened up at. We had this E period open up and pretty much just ticked straight up, ran the stops, and then came back down. It's not really doing much, if I'm being honest. B ran those stops of A, but it stopped at the previous structure. Let's see if it's going to run, get that overnight inventory correction. Do you have your setup as a downloadable template on EXO? Yeah, Bradley, by the way, cool name. But yes, I have it in the Discord. If you're in the Discord, it is in there. Are you in the Discord? I think I've seen your name before. And then I'm going to put out a couple of different templates for EXO charts, and I'll save them with different names. That way when you upload them, they will be... We all guys are so on this bitch. It'll be a little bit easier to manage, so when you go to load your templates, right? So I'll load one that looks like this, right? This will be our 24-hour session. And then I'll also load one where we have the splits on.
Clank, clickety, clank, the money goes into my piggy bank.
Nice. That was a nice 16 ticks. See if we keep going. So guys, I'm looking for 10 points a day on the ES. So if we just pull over the ES, right? Let me just pull over the ES for a second and explain to you what I'm looking to do every single day. I'm looking to get 10 points a day, right? And 10 points is from 36 to 35. That's 1 point, right? And so right now, I shorted this B period when it got below the A open, and then I closed out at the A low, right? And what you like how the TradeVets logos and Go charts? Me too. It's one of the big reasons I like it. And so that's 4 points right there, right? And each point is worth $50. And so that's what we're looking to get. Is if you get 10 points a day, that's $500, and you know that's going to set you up for you know, kind of for success in the long run, right? And that's kind of what I'm looking for, and what I'm trying to help you guys get to at that point, to give everyone the freedom, basically, that financial freedom. So it looks like we came down to those singles on the ES and didn't close them all the way. You guys are watching the ES. If you look at initial balance and gauge what session will do from the initial balance, we'll be in the Discord in 2 seconds. Yeah, awesome, Bradley, nice. So I'll post some other setups in there, and the setups will be with the splits on. So one will look like this, and this will be our session split, and then the other one will be combined. If you can visualize what the session looks like in the 24-hour session without, right? So this would be one 24-hour session. So if you can visualize what the profile is going to look like, then just keep it on this. But if you cannot visualize it, then you know you'll have the other template to just go in here and load. And you don't even have to have the two templates. You can just uncheck the boxes, and it'll switch it to this. Why short at A for ES? What did you see? I shorted at B. So I shorted at the, so B opened up, ticked up, and I wanted to see it break the open. So the open was here, right? We opened, we ran up, we came down, came back up. B period opened up, and then as soon as B got underneath of the A open, which is the cash session open, that's where I took that short, and I was shorting down to here, right? Could have let it run, obviously, but we didn't fill these singles, so it'd be interesting to see if B looks to fill these singles, which it looks like it's gonna. I mean, it definitely looks like it wants to for sure. But that's what that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at basically the strength of a market, right? A strong market won't break its open. So if it is a strong market, like it just set an all-time high, then it wouldn't have came down and broke the open like that, right? It would have just stalled out. Now we're retesting the VWAP. Oh, you're talking about the ES map. Yeah, it looks like we're, it looks like it wants to climb maybe back up. Half back of B is at 39.25. But yeah, Mr. Esh, I don't really look at initial balance too much, especially not with the crypto market, because it's not really telling me anything, right? I know a lot of people will look at initial balance when it comes to the futures market, right? I think Jim Dalton really talks about it, because he talks about like opening types and things like that. That's getting into like a lot more advanced. So there is no open indicator on XO. No, there's not. That's why I look at these candles here, these open, high, low, close candles. Yeah, Jingles, halfback is including the wick. Yeah, so it's halfway of the bar. So take the top of the bar, take the bottom of the bar, halfway through the bar, that's halfback. And some big sellers sit on the ES right below structure, which is interesting. Yeah, so we are, we're just kind of narrowing in here. Let me change this back. I forgot that I changed it to... we're just kind of narrow. And look, in the volume and the time point control are almost lining up now. And so we're basically just getting extremely tight, building up stops to the downside, building up stops to the upside. So it could be a decent little move depending upon which way we go.
Clank, clickety, clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
Again, why the dislike? We always get one dislike at least. Most of the time we get two, actually. They're from somebody and then their brother, right? They wake up just to dislike the video. It's cool. I kind of expect it every single day, so it's nice. It doesn't affect the algorithm at all. I beat you guys again at disliking the video. Oh, yeah. Oh, it was you. That's cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, some people just aren't gonna like what they see, right? Or some people, they're coming over here, they see some of the other videos about us kind of, explaining that Market Cipher doesn't work as well as they think it does, and damn, that sound is loud. Sorry about that. I'll try to mute it next time it goes off. That's the sound of victory. But yeah, I mean, I expect to get some feathers ruffled, as they say. It's just to say I'm watching. I DM you Oh, Bernie, I saw that. I just saw that. I'll check it out after the stream though, and let you know. I would just accept it and then be like, "Yo, what the fuck do you want?" That's just me. The sound of victory. Yeah, that's the sound of victory. That's the sound of pennies falling into my piggy bank, right? And like I said, on this channel, we're not trying to hit these. Yeah, I don't know how to turn it down. I'll try to figure it out. I've been trying to figure it out. I don't know how to turn it down. Let me see if I can pull my workspace over. It scares the shit out of me. It wakes you up though, right? You're like, whew, shit, better pay attention. But I'm not sure. Yeah, there's not really like a spot that says sound volume or anything like that. Yeah, so I'm not sure. The dislike is funny. I think Ricky Gervais said something like, it's going to the library and seeing, you know, advertising guitar lessons, and you call the number and be like, I hate guitar lessons. Yeah, I love Ricky Gervais, dude. He's so funny. He just doesn't give a shit like what anybody thinks, so you know, it's awesome. And kind of, what'd say, kind of dicky and kind of dicky. I don't get that. What are you using for that piggy bank alert? So that just lets me know that my profit target was hit. That's it. It's just like an affirmation, right? So like when I forget what the study was called, but there's a study done with dogs, right? And you like ding a bell, and then every time you ding a bell, you the dog does something that you want it to do, and then it gets a treat, right? I forget what the study was. I'd have to look it up. I've definitely read it. And you know, so basically it is just like a kind of like just a little shock of endorphins, I guess, just running to your head, right? Kind of like eating a piece of chocolate, you know, stuff like that. The Pavlov theory, there it is. Will, good call. How can you not like a money sound of money going into a piggy bank? But yeah, it's just like a little affirmation that, you know, the trade that I posted was working, you know. So right now I've made 2 trades, both, you know, profitable trades, and I've hit my daily goal for the day on those 2 trades. I went pretty high size on the first one, and so, you know, that's, and that second one is was nice. Can't find ES or oil charts. Will, what are you searching on? Pavlov did the dogs, yeah. And then if you watch The Office, right? Like I watch The Office, and Jim does the prank on Dwight, where he like turns the computer off and then gives him a breath mint, right? And you know, it's interesting. Some people don't believe other people can be subjected to change. Yeah, of course, right? And the thing is it's just a matter of over time, right? And especially in the crypto space, right? Since I've came into the crypto space, it's been, you know, fairly recent, and you know, a lot of people really don't like what I'm doing because they don't really understand it, right? So if you don't really understand it, then of course, you know, it's going to be, initially you're going to be adverse to it. You're not really going to like it. So you start salivating, control it pretty much. Yeah, that's why I got the bang, you know, to cure my salivation. But yeah, so like when you don't understand something, you know, it's human nature to not want to change, right? And that's pretty normal, right? And it's also human nature to look on YouTube and see that somebody has said that they made $2 million today. One, you've never seen any broker statements, but 2, you know, you got to think about it in the context of, do you have that account size to do that same size trade, right? Are you going to be able to make that big of a trade, or are you going to be able to, you know, kind of keep up, right? And my goal here you know, and I preach this to all of you guys if you guys have been around for a while, is I'm not here trying to make you guys rich. I'm not here to trying to help you buy a Lambo. Honestly, I think a Lambo is a gigantic fucking waste of money. You know, it's just, I'm here trying to help you guys achieve the financial freedom that I have achieved, and I just want to pay it forward so that you guys can make, you know, a couple $100 a day. If you think about it, even $150 a day. Hey, buddy. Tattoo. Sorry, my son just woke up from how you slept. You're still half asleep. You know, even $150 a day, and you're just talking about Monday through Friday. I'm not even talking about the weekends, right? Because I like everyone to take a break on the weekends or relax as much as they can on the weekends. That's $3,000 a month, right? $3,000 a month, right, is, you know, a lot of people could live off $3,000 a month. I could live off $3,000 a month for sure. But, you know, if you can't, then it can pay for, you know, all of your stuff, right? I mean, in California, it's tough because, you know, everything's so goddamn expensive. That's why I'm moving to the East Coast, where everything is, you know, just as nice. I mean, maybe not the weather is as nice, that's for sure, but you know, you can get more bang for your buck. And, you know, if you're just, that $3,000 can pay for like your car payment, your mortgage, your cell phone bill, your electricity bill. You know, if it can just take care of all of that shit, then all the money that you make doing your other job or your other source of income, if you you know, if you want to look at it like that, then what happens is you're looking at giving yourself that financial freedom and giving yourself that TTV, right? That time to value, which is what we're all about here, is giving yourself that time to value. And that's the most important thing. Like, you know, like I say, like I'm you know, messing around with my kids a lot of the day, most days. And that's what gives me that opportunity, right? And I really wouldn't trade that for a Lambo. You know, I don't care about making $1 million. I would rather just spend the time with my kids than have that Lambo. My dream car, honestly, is a Cadillac CTS-V. That's my dream car, right? It's I think they're about $90,000. You know, maybe once I get old and, you know, my kids are in college and they move out and stuff, then maybe I'll get one. But, you know, until then, I'll just drive my Altima, right? What wallet size would you need to make $500 per day? It just depends on what you're trading and what you're trying to do, right? It depends on your risk management. I mean, there's a lot you can do. James took an account recently. In a week, he turned, I think it was $5,000 into $20,000, right? But James has a lot more experience also, so, you know, it's just a little bit different. It just depends, really. But if you're trading futures and you're trying to make $500 a day, I would say that you need about $10,000 in your account, just to cover yourself, just in case. But you know, you shouldn't start at $500 a day. You should start at $50 a day, or, you know, $20 a day, or $10 a day, and then, you know, move up from there. More profit you show, the more indicators you sell. People will bypass reality for the big money. Yeah, and then most of them will get wrecked. Yeah, that's true, Bill B. That is true. Big Blaze got that same car as me. Yeah, nothing wrong with the Altima, dude. I think it's great gas mileage. It works well. You know, my dad is a service manager at Infinity, so we get discounts on Nissans, right? I have 2 Nissans. And I got the Harley for the fun time. You turn 20K into 5K. Yeah, see, that's the exact opposite. I want to see that go the other way. You wanted a CTS-V for years now. They got the they have a V12 in them. It's that Corvette engine. What? Yeah. Go ahead. You're hungry right now? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, check your blood sugar. Only 10K for $500 a day. Yeah, if you're trading futures and you're being smart and you're understanding, you know, how you're doing, or how you're supposed to be doing it, then yeah. I need to get a Jeep to match James. Oh, you got a Jeep too? You know, I kind of want to get a what's it? Big Blaze, you got an Ultima and a Rogue, bro? Me too. Hilarious. Yeah, I have Ultima. My wife's got a Rogue. That's funny, bro. That's so funny. You know, I kind of want to get a when I move back to the East Coast, I want to get uh what's like the middle version of the Nissan truck. It's not the is it the Frontier? There's like a middle version because I know they've got like the big ass version of the Nissan truck, but there's like a middle version because I don't need like some gigantic truck. I just want like a decent size and something with 4-wheel drive in case of the snow. Andy's got that Aston Martin. I used to know a guy with Aston Martin. You know, my wife's got the big dream. She wants to get the G-Wagon. That's her dream car. She really loves that G-Wagon, but she'll settle for you know, suburban. She wants to get a bigger car once we move back to the East Coast. Is that's that midsize one, that Frontier? Yeah, I think I like how the Frontiers look. If you get the Frontiers with like the what are those, like those little side steps, and then you get some bigger tires on there, you know, they actually look pretty good. The old Volkswagen minibuses. My brother has a Ford bus, not bus, but it's like a van. Titan is the full, Frontier is the small one. Yeah, my brother has a van. It's like a Ford Incline van. It's like a big ass van, but it has like the 4-wheel drive on it. It's pretty dope. It's like a tank, like a big ass van. You could put a queen size mattress in the back of it. It's pretty dope. Getting your Audi S6 back on the stage today. Nice. What happened to my control center? You want to get a Tesla just so you can fuck it up? The Teslas are nice. My uncle has a Tesla and it has like the all-wheel drive on it, and he said it because he lives in Idaho. He said it works well on the snow. So I just don't like that you know, like if you're gonna go on a trip and you have a Tesla, you've got to plan your trip around the charging points, and then, you know, those fast chargers, they charge in like an hour or so, but still that seems like a decent amount of time, you know what I mean, to stop your trip, to, you know, kind of pause your trip to charge your car. Let's just go ahead and see these singles get filled. Let's take a look back at ETH, guys. Ooh, those Range Rovers are so nice, Aaron. I just like a Range Rover, like all black rims, black windows, blacked out everything. You know, they look like a presidential car. Well, that's the thing in Europe, you know, everything is a lot closer than it is like in California. I mean, you can go on like day journeys, right? Like if you're driving to San Diego, it's gonna take you like you know, about 9, well, where I'm from, it'll take you about 9 hours to get there, and then from there it's gonna be you know, it's gonna add time if you're gonna have to stop and charge your car for an hour as well. Looks like inventory is shifting lower on the ES. It wants to fill the singles. I can feel it. You need to move the kangaroos. Decentralized. That's what's nice about Europe too, is their travel system. Like you can just hop on a train or a bus and just kind of go everywhere. That's how it is. Like where I'm from in the Bay Area, we have what's called the BART train, and the BART train, you can just pretty much hop on the BART train and pretty much get around everywhere that you want to go, for about $10, which is nice. Korea was the same way as well. Korea has like trains and buses and stuff pretty much that go all over, and then they have like crazy cab drivers that don't follow any street laws. So that's nice as well. If you don't feel like waiting on the bus. Here we go. Time to fill these singles. You can do it. Sometimes you got to give your chart a little bit of motivation, right? You got to cheer it on. Tell them, come on. You can do it. It's things like that. Things like you do to your kids or to your friends when trying to get them to do something, right? Trains have rules and try to outrun the cops. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, so it looks like pretty much everything's just stuck in this little consolidation land here. Let's look at XRP for CryptoChem. This is his favorite coin. In the Bootcamp, will you go over your TPO settings? I downloaded your template, but it's not the same. I've been messing with it. I'm gonna post JL. I'm gonna post some other ones. Good morning, Graham. Good morning. I'm gonna post some other ones that a little bit more specific. See, XRP looks like it's ready to make a move, right? So XRP might lead us in. Oh, hang on, guys. Let me make sure I catch this. In case we don't break. Oh, we're gonna break.
Clank, click a deep clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
See, and there it is. And now I'm done for the day, guys. Now I can shut Ninja Trader down and just be done. Right? That was a nice 5.5 point move right there on 6 contracts. So that was a great little move. And all I did was just short the B open again. Twice. Same move twice. Good points both times. And it looks like it's keep going, right? But this is where your psychology comes in. Where you decide, not to hop on the FOMO train. Right? So here's the ES, guys. And this is what I did. Right? So we had the open of A. And let me give you a little bit wider view here. We can close chart trader because I'm not using it anymore. So here's the open of the US session, right? The cash session, as they call it. It moves up, sets an all-time high, 43, 47, 50, right? Comes down to here, right? Comes back up. B period opens up at this circle. We go up 3 ticks, come down here, and this is where I shorted down here. And where did I short to? The A low. So 4 contracts short to the A low, 4 points, or a 4-point move, 16 tick move, right? And then what I did was I just stayed patient, right? Because B period came down to about this H low. Actually, it came down to it came down to like right here because it had like 2 more singles to fill in this W period. Came all the way back up. Didn't go much over here. I shorted the B open again and then added, so it put 3 here, added 3 more here, and just waited for it to come down, and my target was here. And that was it. That's my day, right? And we are, an hour in. It's 7:30. And the day is over, and it's not always going to be like that, guys, right? I'm not trying to show you guys that it's going to be, or try to tell you guys that it's going to be that easy every single day, but it definitely can happen like that. Some days, yeah, you'll be on the computer for 2.5 hours, but an hour in, and that's it. What triggers this song? When my profit target gets hit. So like when my take profit gets hit, Rex, that's what triggers the song. While pasting your template code, also add an image of it. Yeah, I can do that, Jens. Yeah, definitely. And I need to clean up my templates too. I'm gonna get them all nice and pretty for everybody. Andes, are you gonna be okay today for the class? I know England's gonna be on during the same time. I know we got a lot of English people in the boot camp too, so you know that's what I was thinking about talking to James about, if you guys wanted to shift the time, but you know we already have all the people that kind of set that time apart, so I just want to make sure you guys are able to, you know, pay attention. But it will be recorded, so you guys will be able to go back and done. Also, for people copying the templates, make sure you play around with the settings. Yeah, that's a thing that we were talking about yesterday, is like, so when I get something, right, I click on every button to see what it does, and that's what you guys should do. So you guys shouldn't just be loading a template in, you should be pressing on all these buttons and seeing what they do. You know, and try not to overwhelm yourself, right? But understand that there is there is a lot of stuff that you can do on here, but you just have to kind of mess around to figure it out, right? This just happens to be what I like to see, right? Oh, you won't be in there today? Okay. Replay. Is it it's ladies' night, midnight? Andy's nice. I think what I'll do is I'll record the England game and watch it after. All right, so no spoiler alerts, please. Yeah, it should be a great game. Oh, I can only imagine. Yeah, it's probably just wild in England. People probably been partying all week getting ready for it. Can you show how to view ES and oil on Go charts? Will, I think you have to have the subscription. We could, let's see, go back to, so if we go back to just the Go charts in the beginning, and you go to charts, click on equities, this is a Nifty. So if we type in ES, we click on futures. Oops. Yes. So you might need to have the subscription. Let's see. I haven't looked at it on Go charts. I need to upgrade the plan. Let's see. This is coming soon. The beta, $20 a month. Let's see. Does it give us what we need? It gives us order flow tools. That's nice. Imbalance chart. So it gives us the futures. So you can, so they're gonna add this on, right? So you're gonna be able to get actual live data from a web-based platform. That is nice. I like that. And then you could just execute. I wonder if you can connect, if they're gonna have the ability to connect like CQG or things like that through this website. Yep, they will. Yeah, so you'll probably just have to upgrade your plan to get these on here. So this could be a pretty decent alternative for those that don't want to go with NinjaTrader or what's it called? Quant Tower, Sierra, stuff like that. Not yet. US pack subscription available, maybe end of July or August. Yeah, see, so it shows the indexes here. I wonder if it can give us this is the Nifty. Crude, CCL, future. Yeah, so you probably just have to have the data. Can you trade futures from Europe? Yeah, you definitely can. And you can actually trade, so sometimes I trade, look at C period, just took a piss, as they say. So if we go here, and I duplicate this, you can actually trade on NinjaTrader, and I do this sometimes depending upon where the volume is at. Oh, they're gonna add AMP to it? Sure. Go to futures, not in there. So you can trade the FDAX, the DAX futures. Let it load up. And so this is the DAX today. And this is England's like main exchange. And I like to trade this sometimes as well. Just sometimes it has a little bit better movement. Look at all these singles down to the bottom side of the FDAX. Just sometimes it has a better movement if the US market is not open or not moving well, then can jump over here and trade the FDAX. Yeah, XO has been acting weird lately, and they're not really, from the people that have tried to contact them, they haven't really been very responsive as far as it comes to oh my god, oils got sold off so hard. Holy shit, guys, how do we miss that? Damn, should have sat there. Went down like $2. My god, James is sad. He's asleep right now, I'll tell you guys that. All right, Young Cryptic, have a good day. But yeah, you can trade futures from Europe. You can either trade the futures, the European futures market, or you can trade the US futures. I know there's people all over the world that trade the US futures just because they have they're the busiest. Oh, so it's not all in one thing, Jens. Yeah. Escorts. Hang on, did I miss something? Alex, what do you mean escorts? Oh, is that what this is? It's Artem. Let's put him back in timeout now that he came back to life. Oh yeah, Go Charting does let you drag the chart around. The only thing you have to do, Graham, is you have to like go like this first, and then you can drag it around. You just like mess with the margin, and then you can drag it around. It's just like NinjaTrader sometimes. Escorts is what it said on the chart a few minutes ago. Oh, on the Go Charts thing, did it say that? Let's see. Oh yeah, Escorts India. I don't know what that is. I see. Yeah, the S&P 500 trades under the ticker ES, right? So if you're on if you're on trading view and you type in ES, right, and click on futures, that's where you'll find it. And you go to these mini S&P 500s, make sure it's the CME minis, and then you can just click the ES one exclamation point, and this is the ES right here. So you're gonna get some continued downside. I don't think this data is it's updated. It's not. This is the B bar and this is the C bar, but the C bar is much lower than the B bar. Breaking structure low. There's singles down here on like a previous session. See these single prints down here. That's these right here. So it'd be interesting with the equities market, you know, pushing down if the crypto market will kind of follow suit, right? And we have all of these stops kind of lined up, just basically begging us to short this thing. Good morning, Clock Watcher. You know, so they're kind of you know, you just don't want to get stuck in a trap, but you'd have to understand, right? So let's say you were to short right here. You want to see this W and V break, and then this P low break, and there's stops right here, right? This thing only ran it by 1 tick, so there's more stops here. So you'd want to see this thing break. You want to see it hold this level and then start to attack this prior day value area high, right? Because that's where you have like your first like bit of structure. And then below that, right, and this actually is looking like a pretty decent short setup. Oh, that happened quick. So now we're tuning into those singles. BTC broke the VWAP. My chart not updated. It's looking like a decent short here. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm trying to catch this on the Bitcoin. Sometimes you gotta force it. So we saw that it broke, and now we're seeing this responsive buying off the VWAP, and we're waiting to see if it's going to hold it where we're looking for it to hold. My computer seems to be lagging a bit. Maybe it's a sign my computer's like, no, bro, you're done. Don't give me back any profits. Right? That happens. You know, it happens to the best of us for sure. A lot of people, like, they keep trading, kind of get on like a hot streak, right? You know, you get that hangover moment. You're like, you never quit when you're on a heater. And then you keep trading, and you were up a couple hundred, and now you're, you know, up 50, and you're like, dang, I was up a couple hundred, so let me keep going. And, you know, then the next thing you know, you're down, you know, you're down, and you just wasted a lot more time and more effort, and you could have just been up. Is Go Charting the same as XO? Pretty much. I think Go Charting has some better features. I just haven't messed with them enough to put them on. Yeah, let's go ahead and smack that like button. All right, we've got our 2 dislikes from our 2 people that we know that we're going to come over to the video and dislike us every day. So we've got that out of the way. So now let's go ahead and start smacking that like button up. Not to be negative Nancy, but a couple of people in the TPO Ethereum Discord were saying Go charts created a lot of lag on their computers. Yeah, I'd have to look into it. I know that EXO is pretty GPU intensive, and that's just because of the amount of data that it's trying to give out, right? Andy, yeah, I shorted the CLO. I had to force it though. My fill was at 42 though. My fill was 34642.95. That's where I got filled at. But yeah, I'll look into that chirp to see you know, kind of what they were saying. You know, but like I was saying, Andy, you don't want to get caught in this trap that these people are getting caught in, right? So I'm ready to get out of here as soon as I need to get out of here. Could EXO be running a miner on their site? A pretty powerful computer and only struggle on their site. I'm not sure what their issue is, right? One thing I wanted to show you guys today too is this. I was kind of just messing around, right? So for those of you guys that like the footprint, I know, because I know some of you guys use it, right? So there's just no denying it. And so with the footprint chart, I don't really care about the numbers. That's not really important. This is just giving you a bit of a breakdown, right? So if you're looking at another chart, a 30-minute chart on the side, and then you have this kind of setup, and I can post this in there if you want to do it. But we kind of see a little bit of, you know, the innards of the market structure. I haven't really used this chart to trade at all. I'm just kind of messing around with it. But it does kind of show us a little bit of like micro information as far as what's going on within those 30-minute bars. And this just kind of gives you a little bit of opportunity to see as far as the things that EXO is lacking, like the open and halfback and things like that. So I can post that template, but honestly, if you're not certain on what it does, then you shouldn't use it. You got long from 33.8. Should you take profit or ride it out? You know, that's really up to you. 33.8. You got long down here. Nice. Yeah, you got long before I did. I got long on the break of the VWAP, but I closed it out. I closed it out right here. Actually, I closed it out right here. I closed it out early. And it went up. You know, it went up all the way up here. But Andy's, the reason that I liked that short, right, is because, you know, we had the break of these lows, and so my short was here, 42. It's like right here. And I was just expecting us to push through that VWAP and to try to see these lows break. What I'd like to see is I'd like to see it hold the entry. You know, we'll find out if it does or not. But I do like that it did at least take these stops, right? But what could have been happening is it could have just been trapping shorts. But it just looks like it's kind of getting heavy, right? We had the price come up. It did make a higher high. You know, now it is making a lower high. So this is kind of more of just a fade trade, right? Like I've talked about. I liked it from up here, but you know, it's kind of focused on the ES. But you know, we'll see. You know, I've got the finger on the trigger, ready to just eat these fees if need be. Yeah, the US session is in the C period. Good let's see. Why is my chart still in C, but you're in F? I'm in C. This is C right here. Oh, you might have it on a split. Yeah, I have it on the split for the US session right now. So if we go back to the split, take the split off, might be an F. Yeah, so it's the same. The letter itself is not really, that's not really the concern. Nika Davidson, are you new? I haven't really seen you post much. AK, I really haven't seen you post much either, actually. AK, so since you're in that long, you would have gone long from the view up or a fade trade. Is that the wrong? No, so no, that's it just wouldn't be considered a fade. That would be considered a pullback, Andy. So we had this up move, right? Pulled back to the VWAP, you buy here, and you're looking to take out the structure high, right? So that's not a bad trade at all, right? Definitely looks like this short trade was the wrong answer, right? But I mean, I'll probably give it to the POC, right? Give it a little bit of room, but that's the thing, is I'll take my stop there. I'm not going to sit in there all day and let it try to come back down. And then, even if I get stopped out and it does come back down, that stuff happens, right? But for you, AK, you'll know that you should take profit, right? So if you've been trailing your stop up, I hope, right? And then you should be putting your stop at the break of this low right here. So if that we break this low, then that's the last spot you want to take profit. Hopefully you've taken a little bit of profit on the way up, but you'll know that that's where you want to go. Could you explain why you don't use the split? Oh, okay, Nikki. Okay, yeah, everyone's name's different on YouTube. That's why I'm like, Paul. I mean, I can use the split or not use the split, right? It just depends. I tend to do both sometimes, right? Sometimes I like to see the split because I like to see where the certain people are building their positions, right? And so, it seems like London kind of gave us that old Nike symbol that they did yesterday as well, where they just decided they wanted full control of the position. And the London session, guys, it doesn't close until I think for about an hour until it actually closes, right? The US session just starts here, but the London session actually goes longer, the London Stock Exchange session. So the London Stock Exchange session actually goes a little bit longer. So what they could have done is, rip the shorts to the bottom, got everything, then rip these stops to the top, and now they're bringing the price back down, and maybe they're going to sell everything that they had, right? Or, get everything out and kind of just get flat before their session actually closes. But for me, I can use either. What I was saying earlier is if you zoom out, right? So let's find a 24-hour session. So if you zoom out and you can picture this combine in your head, right? Then don't use it, right? You don't need to use it. But if you can't, it kind of helps you see, where the position's being built. Like right here, we see the Asia session build a position low, liquidate up, and sell everything they have. London comes in, and they're like, sure, we'll just hop on the sell train, right? They trapped a bunch of buyers early. This is what I was saying when they gave that old, the old pop, lock, and drop, right? The old Nike symbol right here. And they trapped a bunch of buyers, and then they just shorted it back down. And they knew everyone in the Asia session was long, right? Because market makers build their position and they're selling on the way up, right? And then they're unloading the rest of their position here, while retail traders are FOMOing in, buying, buying at the top, and the London session's just selling it to them. And now we kind of have like that It's that little alien from or it's like a little robot, a droid from Star Wars when he first goes to meet Jabba the Hutt, right? And pops his little eyeball through the door and lets him in. That's kind of what London was doing. And then they knew they have all this long inventory down here, so when they pushed price down, when a heavy seller came in, they know that these people are not going to be able to hold their position. So we saw the liquidation on the way back down. They brought the position down, sold it, and then built their position back in the same spot that Asia built their position, brought it back up. Buying ran out right here. And like I said, they're selling on the way up, right? They're selling on the way up. So they build a position, sell it on the way up, see that there's no follow through. So right here, we had the FOMO of retail buyers buying this thing up, right? Buying it up. That's what causes this. But here, when they tried to move price back up, they got no follow through because people are probably still like, oh, fool me once. You're not gonna get it, right? And so they didn't follow through here and then come back down, right? Where do we come back down to? Previous structure. Try to take a low, can't. We range and get back in. Got a bit off topic there, but if you can look at this and visualize what it looks like inside your head when it's combined, then just leave it combined, right? So if we had to guess, and I know it's probably tough for you guys to actually see where it would be, where would you guys guess that the TPOC or the VPOC would be at if we combine these sessions, right? And I don't know if it'll move it or not. We could try to draw a line instead. So we see that we have one up here, and this is the volume point of control. We have another volume point of control here, volume. These two are lined up. So, if we took a 50-50 shot and put it, right around there, and then took our sessions off, session split. So it's a little bit lower, right? So I would have been off by, about 100 points, almost 200 points, right? So if you can kind of see where it's at, then keep it. But if you're not able to, then it's a pretty decent idea to just keep it split. That way you can see each individual session building the positions. At the prior day POC. You cheated. Get rid of this line. That's a good one though, Sermon. Let's see how this opens up. Opens up right on the VWAP. And let's see if they take a little bit of a breath. And then we get our flush that we're looking for, right? And if we're looking for targets, we're looking to see if it can break. Well, first there's P low, right? The value area low. There's a lot of stops right here. So if we can run these stops, we should get close to this I low. And it also happens to line up with the prior day value area high. So that would be a good structured profit target right here, right? Of course, it could just rip up and get our stop hit. And then, that's it. I have the trades that break structure down, but the fade and pullback trades with the structure, I find them much harder. Having the chart without the session helps. I've learned the split. Yeah, ES is trying to eat those singles to the upside. But T period doesn't. T period can't take that C, so we're kind of one time framing down. This is not a market that I really like to buy unless it's a fade trade, right? And fade for like a point and a quarter. England game may be a factor. Everyone finishing and going to the pub. Andy, that's kind of why I was thinking. If you look at if we separate these sessions again here, so the template be easier. if you look at the England session compared to most London sessions, right? So here's this London session, lots of volume. Oh, that one I had combined. Yeah. This is the 4th. Here's the London session. Here's the London session. If you look, like, the London session typically has some decent movement in it. But today, the London session didn't have anything. Right? Look at this London session. It was doing, like, absolutely nothing. And that's probably because, you know, you guys are all drunk at the bar, getting ready for the game to start. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So that's a good call. That's like some insider information right there. Having the chart without the sessions helps. I have the trades that break structure down, but the fade and pullback trades. So and that's the best. Well, I don't know if I would say the best, because sometimes fade trades are breakout trades are a bit dangerous. But if you're understanding like where the structure is breaking, right, Otto, then the pullback trade is just going to come from that opposite side where structure should hold. So if this is where structure should break, right, let's say, and we're in this uptrend, if this is where structure should break and this is where structure should hold, then a pullback to this would be a structured hold, like Andy was talking about, right? Where we have the VWAP, we've got the low of the structure, we pull back to this area and then hold. That's going to be where your pullback trade is at. And the fade trade is just a fade off the top. So we're in this uptrend. We get here. Let me zoom this out so you can kind of see it, right? And this is this is a more advanced trade, a fade trade. We see the top of the structure over here. We see that L period doesn't take it out, comes up, doesn't take it out. That's where you short, and your stop loss is here. Right, so you short this top of L, your stop loss is here. Once you start to see weakness, right, you short the top of L, your stop loss goes here, and then you just fade it back into structure. It's not really like a long move, not really a big move, but you're just trying to fade it back into the structure, understanding that, you know, that's where typically it's going to be in, right? This thing faded all the way back down to the VWAP, which is what, you know, Andy's and I were talking about this morning, is off of this open. I wanted to see how they tested the VWAP. And they did, but not any follow through. You can use keys under templates to quickly move between different setups in Expo. Keys. Oh, okay. Oh, nice. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. That's nice. Boom, learn something new every day. I like that. Just like the US was hungover, 4th of July off on Monday. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Support that. Yeah, look, they did nothing. But yeah, guys, I think that is pretty much it. Market's starting to get a bit slow. If we look for our next best trades, like I said, I liked this. I like this short. If it gets above the structure, it's going to be a no-go, right? I do like this breakout trade up here. The reason I like the breakout trade, I didn't even, some strange key, right? Saying responsive buying by the number of wicks going up on the CTPO. Yeah, I would say that was responsive buying for sure, right underneath that VWAP. That's like I was saying. So it's like a, you know, they were trapping all of these shorts under here, right? People are trying to short for a breakout trade, right? Like myself, and getting trapped, right? But you just got to understand there's no follow through. I shorted a bit early, so I'm just a little bit past, a little bit red in the trade right now. I am playing with house money right now too, so. But the breakout trade, right? You have this prior high. So if we get up here, I'd like to see, you know, maybe the break of this B is to be a little bit more aggressive to try to take this L high and this previous D high session. And then if we go back, we have the level here. And then the other levels up, I think I have them on my BTC chart. All right, so this is the resistance zone that I was talking about, this 3501 to 3542, 35142. This is the resistance zone I was talking about in the Discord. And then above that, we're going to have these levels here. These are kind of the levels that I'm watching above. But we have room to the upside. So what you could look for, right, if you're looking for this breakout trade, look for a break at the top of this structure. Look for it to break this 34,933, hold, break into basically, you know, the freedom zone over here, and then try to test back into the point of control of the previous structure, right? And if it breaks above that, it has, you know, some resistance, a little bit of resistance here, but that 35,710 to 35,7 is going to be that next resistance up. The only thing that has me, you know, kind of, I don't know, just maybe I'm bearish today, I don't know. All right, everything is kind of pointing to the upside, but for some reason I'm just not feeling it. I don't know. You have to call Elon and tell him, like, hey man, I just need the market to go down, so if you could just shoot out a text that says something bearish, then, you know, everybody in my Discord will be happy. Or sad. We got 85 people watching, 74 likes. Let's go ahead and bang that like button before we jump off, right? If you guys want to DM Bang, right, or tag them in the Instagram photos when you guys are liking the photos. Tag them. Maybe we'll get sponsored by Bang Energy Drinks as a Discord. That'd be awesome. And Byron, that was you yesterday, right? That donated right at the end of the stream, I think, wasn't it? Uh-oh. Artem's back. Back to timeout, Artem. Sorry, buddy. Poor guy. He just wants some friends. Jonas, thank you, man. Thank you for coming. Done FOMOing. Hit to the like button. Thanks, John. Yeah, you know, yeah, hey, Byron, thank you, man. I thought that was you. Thank you. It is great. It's great. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, thank you, Chirp. You know, the whole point of this community, and I was talking to somebody about this morning, is we're trying to kind of pay it forward, right? So if you start to get the hang of this stuff, right, and you see someone else in the Discord struggling, and you have a couple of minutes, right, to help them out, right? Help them out. Be like, hey, check this out, or, you know, hey, do you want a voice channel? Because there's a channel in the Discord that you guys can get in. It's like a it's called like ideas or something like that. Let me see what it's called for you guys. it's called Brainstorm, TPO Brainstorm. You guys can jump in there together and, you know, screen share, talk about the class. All right, Andy Carlson, we'll see you. You know, talk about the class, or talk about, you know, the TPO, what's your understanding, you know, things that you want to go over if you've got some time. 3 a.m. actually didn't go to sleep until 4 a.m. today, Byron. So he's a sleepy little panda. But yeah, you know, the whole point of this is to help everybody out, right? So as much people as we can, get that good information out there. There's a lot of people out there giving bad information, and there's also a lot of people out there that are susceptible to, you know, kind of soaking in this bad information, unfortunately. And so we're just trying to basically just help as much people as we can and teach people about, you know, having that time to value. Everyone wants to be on the computer all the time, and that's really not my goal. You know, my goal is for everyone to get that TTV in their life, right? You know, long and short, build stuff for a living, but he also probably likes to build stuff, you know, for fun as well. It looks like, you know, he's got a nice little workshop. And now he's got my son hooked on these puzzle videos, you know, so thanks again for that. You know, watching something that's actually useful, right? Maybe my son will start building those kind of things. That'd be cool. But you know, that's the whole point here, is to just try to give back to our community and help everybody out as much as we possibly can, right? But you know, other than that, I'm gonna sign off for the day. I appreciate everybody hanging out, and if you guys need anything, you know, shoot me a message on the Discord. I try to respond to every DM that I get, and yeah, definitely a fight at the view up. And you know, make sure you guys are sticking to your trade plan and managing that risk, or managing your risk and sticking to that trade plan, right? You know, don't FOMO in. Let the market tell you what to do. And if you're not sure, then just be patient, right? There's going to be more moves. If this isn't the move for you, then just wait for the next one. All right, well, you guys have a good day, and I'll see everybody else in the bootcamp class in